In 1966, you moved on from Marty's band and you joined the Moody Blues. In 1967, you released your revolutionary new album, Days of Future Past. It remained in the Billboard charts for 2 years. After huge success all over Europe, you made your first American tour in October 1968. That, of course, was the era of groupies, flower power and love-ins. Interesting times, John?
Very interesting. We were pretty naive, you know, because America was a huge place and somewhere new, and still funds were pretty low. And we were staying at motels, and Justin and I used to share a room. And then one night there was a knock on the door, and Justin went to the door and opened the door. And there was this beautiful girl there with a long fur coat, with long hair. And she sort of peeled off this coat in the dark, and she was totally stark naked underneath. And Justin's looking, and she said, "Can I come in?" And Justin's looking at it. "You can't come in. John's blow-drying his hair."
Well, in the late 60s, you and Marie became friendly with one of the great names of the musical theatre. For a while, you both share his house in Fulham. Now he's in Miami Beach. Your old friend, Lionel Bart.
Oh, my God, when I think about when we met in the early 60s, and I had the big old fun palace, they said the party lasted 3.5 years there. And you and Marie came and moved in with me. You were always on the road. You used to come back to my house, and I'd usually be working then. It was when I was a late-night worker. And you'd strum the guitar, and I'd show you what I'd been doing, and we'd exchange a few ideas. And I always loved the work, Gus. I always loved your work. You know, there's a certain purity and a truth that you have. Natural-born songwriter. There aren't many of us left. I'll always treasure our friendship. You and Marie and Dorothy are really part of my family. It's a blast.
Thank you, Lyle.
Thank you. Your parents were, of course, delighted with your success, but sadly your father was only able to enjoy your early triumphs. He died in 1969. A year later, you and Marie were married at St John's Church in Hampton Wick. You had booked the bridal suite at the Dorchester, and you hurried to get there before 10 o'clock. So Justin was always the romantic, was he, Marie?
Yes, very romantic. We had to be there before 10 because that's when much of the day started.
Well, your daughter, Doremi, was born on December the 3rd, 1972. Doremi, you're a rock tour veteran. What are your earliest memories of those days?
One of my first memories is being about 3 or 4, and Dad had just played a concert in London, and we left the arena and got into a limo. And there were people banging on the limo windows and on the roof, and I turned to Dad and I said, "All these people are saying hooray for you, Daddy." And I think that must have been when I realised what he did for a living.
Yeah.
But I've had a fantastic growing up experience to be on tour, and it's been wonderful to spend so much time with my father.
Thank you. Well, Justin, for your 1973 tour of the States, the band hired a private 707 jet called Starship One, which is a bit of a step up from the old transit van.
Yeah.
What was it like? Was it a sort of flying hotel?
Well, it was. I mean, it had a couple of bedrooms on it, but it had a guy that had like a Hammond organ, didn't it, built into a bar, and a couple of stewardesses, and lots of people that we didn't know actually were involved.
Well, after that mega tour, the Moodies took a 4-year break from touring and recording, and it gave you, of course, the chance to work on albums of your own. You joined John Lodge in making the beautiful Blue Jays in 1975. And 1977 saw the release of the first of your 5 solo albums, Songwriter. One of your major collaborations was a version of the H.G. Wells story, The War of the Worlds.
I watch the birds fly south across the autumn sky, and one by one they disappear. I wish that I was flying with them. Now you're not here.
Forever Autumn, and here is the man who created that hit with you, Jeff Wayne. Jeff, you were keen to work with Justin.
That's right, Michael, I certainly was. You know, just when I was composing the score for The War of the Worlds, there were 2 songs within it that, to me, ideally suited your voice and your very distinctive vocal style. Your performance on it was sheer magic, and you really made that song your very own. And for that, I'm forever grateful.
Thank you, Jeff.
So, my friend, congratulations on tonight and for a very long and distinguished career.
Thank you, Jeff.
Good to see you.
On tour in the early 70s, you had as compere one of Britain's top funny men who became a good friend. We tracked him down to a golf course in Portugal.
The Moody Blues. I've been a fan for years, ever since my mum and dad took me to see a concert when I was a kid at school. I thought, I like that band. The thing is, I've got older and you've got younger. I've gone greyer, you've gone blonder. What is it, Hayward? Have a wonderful night, lad. My love to Marie and Dorothy, and I wish I was with you. You're looking good, Justin.
Guess what? After he finished his round, Jimmy packed up his clubs and he came home.
Thank you.
It's not widely known that you have a gold disc of your own.
Well, let me tell you what this dear friend of mine did. I've been a Moody Blues fan all the time, and I said, I'm doing a song called Stew Ball. He said, oh, the old song, great. Oh, and he, you know, very, very sympathetic. Yes, you did. And he's very, your lips never move, but you're encouraged. Is he really going to sing that, Marie? Anyway, they gave me a lot of encouragement, him and Lodgy and that, and it's great. And I thought, oh, well, if the boys like it, it'll be lovely. And I got this gold disc to Jimmy Tarbuck, and I've got it up on the wall. And everyone goes, I didn't know you had a gold disc. I said, oh, yeah. And then people read what's on it. From the Moody Blues for the sale of one copy of Stew Ball Was a Racehorse. Young man, you're an icon, and you're a great, great credit to the music industry. I mean that most sincerely. And when my daughter Cheryl got married, and all the family were there, you got up and sang, and you made the Tarbuck wedding. I'll be eternally grateful for that, and I wish you a great night. You're a smashing lad.
Thank you.
That's wonderful.